Well, our storm system is still bringing snow to much of Minnesota. It is winding down though over the next couple of days. Those snowfalls will get lighter and fewer and far between. And then we're talking about some brutal cold for next week. Looks like persistent cold sticking around and the possibility of another storm somewhere in the central US again. So snow totals around the metro, generally 2 to 4 inches in this latest round last night into today, on top of the couple of inches we saw with the first round of moisture from the storm. So when you add it all up, we're going to end up with that 4 to 8 inches in the Twin Cities, just that we won't have seen all of that at any one point because of the melting and compacting. But the North Shore, as expected, really getting walloped here. We've got 29 inches in Finland and counting. Lots of places in Duluth around 2 feet, so basically the whole North Shore, 20 plus inches of snow. In some places it could get awfully close to 3 feet. So the center of the storm is right over us, and that cold air, the cold dry air out ahead of it is pushing that moisture plume well to the east. So that's why you start to see everything get cut off here, because that main source of moisture from the Gulf is getting pushed further and further east. So snow showers over the next 48 hours will still be with us, but they'll get lighter, and you can see more and more breaks in them until finally Friday night really winds down to just some flurries across the area. So it's going to be a slow death for this storm system over Minnesota, and the whole thing very slowly moving to the east and northeast. So additional snowfall through the afternoon and early evening Thursday, under an inch for most of eastern Minnesota. Still some pockets of maybe a couple of inches along the North Shore and the higher terrain. And also western Minnesota is where we're going to see most of the snow over the next 24 hours. Another 1 to 3 inches for places like Montevideo, Granite Falls, down to Mankato and New Ulm, but in the Twin Cities, certainly less. And then Friday during the day, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., again, some pockets of maybe 1 or 2 inches, but most of us under an inch of additional snowfall. So when you add up the next 48 hours still of snow to get through, much lighter than what we've seen, still maybe 3, 4, 5 inches along the North Shore, but pockets of some 4 to 6 inch amounts in west central Minnesota, and maybe another 2 inches total for the Twin Cities. So again, that'll get us up to about 4 to 8 inches in total from the system. Cold air plunging south though in the wake of this. We've got a massive area of cold air that'll be moving in as we head into Sunday. It's going to be a gradual cooling process here over the course of the weekend. Saturday will probably be in the 20s, teens on Sunday, and then single-digit highs close to 10 next week. And by early Tuesday, our first sub-zero reading of the season in the Twin Cities, maybe 4 or 5 below, teens below zero in western Minnesota. Wind chills are going to be brutal, especially early Tuesday, 15 to 30 below zero. And wind chills, if we notice, this loop runs from Sunday through all of next week. We stay below zero for the wind chill all next week statewide. So it's going to be a cold week next week. And then the possibility of another storm. All the models are producing the storm, but they've all shifted a little bit further south, which would put us on the cold side. So we're either going to be colder and the snow, most of it heads to our south, or we'll get that bigger storm and the colder air stays, at least for the time being, for the middle of next week to our north. But current projection with that more southerly track, we're locked into some pretty cold stuff. But either way, we're going to have to watch that system next week for somewhere in the central U.S. again. 34 today, still low 30s Friday with those dwindling lighter snow showers. And then Saturday noticeably cooler, and it's only down, down, down from there. Couple at least sub-zero mornings, and it looks like that cold is really sticking around into next weekend.